Hello, my name is Caleb Ellis, and this is my Nutrition 216 Food Presentation 3, and I did mine on pad thai with chicken. So to start off with some of the history of pad thai was invented by Palik Phibuntsongran. Hopefully I pronounced that close. A key individual in the 1932 coup that stripped power from the Thai monarchy. After eventually becoming the Minister of Defense in 1938, he decided that he wanted to invent a dish that was a symbol for unity in the country. Pad Thai was promoted heavily throughout World War II in the country of Thailand. Thailand was suffering from a rice shortage due to the war, so the government encouraged its people to eat rice noodles instead, which you could get in greater quantities from smaller amounts of rice. Moving on to the end of World War II, pad thai had become a part of Thailand's national identity. As immigration took place after the war, Thai immigrants brought the dish with them all around the world. Today, pad thai is enjoyed globally in a variety of different ways. So looking at the environmental impact, the dish as a whole uses numerous vegetables as key ingredients and seasonings, and obviously environmental impacts can be made with this via good farming methods or getting it locally via a farmer's market. And then it uses rice noodles as a base for the dish of filling pasta. And pasta can help reduce meat consumption because it's so filling. And this can improve your health and reduce greenhouse gas emissions created by meat production. So looking at high quality ingredients and how to tell the ingredients that you're getting are high quality. In this dish, we use bell peppers, carrots, bean sprouts, green onions, and garlic. I'm going to be talking about bell peppers because that's what I had to go get for the dish because my mother took care of everything else. So bell peppers are in season in September. That's when you're most likely to find the best quality peppers for the cheapest prices. When shopping for peppers, look for bright colors and specimens that seem dense for their size. Avoid ones that have soft spots on them. So look for the super bright red peppers and make sure there's no dents or any place you can push in really far on them. So looking at the nutrition of my dish, we have 572 calories per serving, 18 grams of fat with 6 of them being saturated fats. Cholesterol has 156 milligrams, 1,212 milligrams of sodium, so quite high, 796 milligrams of potassium, 71 grams of carbohydrates, with 4 of those grams being fiber, and 16 grams of sugar. And then we have 31 grams of protein. And then we have vitamin A, C, calcium, and iron as well. The dish is pretty high in sodium due to the amount of it in soy sauce, but my version of the dish had a bit less because we used a low sodium version of soy sauce. So looking at my dish and its impact on human diseases, there's a large amount of vegetables in the dish, providing numerous vitamins and minerals. The dish contains a couple filling ingredients such as rice noodles and peanuts. These provide a good amount of carbohydrates, fats, and fibers. However, there's also a great amount of sodium contributing to cardiovascular disease. So that's the one downside. But once again, this can be mitigated by using a low sodium version of soy sauce like I did. So now let's look into how it is made. To start, you're going to want to boil a large pot of water, take it off the eye, and then just set the rice noodles in them while you prepare the rest of the dish. And they just cook by sitting in there in that hot water. So while those noodles cook, a sauce is made by whisking together brown sugar, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and lime juice. Then, after that's done, chicken, eggs, and vegetables are all cooked, and then the noodles are added into that concoction as well. So then you have chicken, eggs, vegetables, noodles in one skillet, and then you add the sauce along with some crushed peanuts, and everything is stir-fried together for a few minutes, and we let it simmer underneath a cover on the giant skillet. And this is our final result. You can see the most prevalent ingredient is the egg noodles and the bell peppers. We went pretty heavy on the bell peppers because we thought that was what would taste best. And sure enough, it was really good. You can see a bit of the egg in there as well. You can see carrots. You can't really see any of the bean sprouts or onion or garlic or anything like that. That's pretty much all just seasoning alongside those other main ingredients. So looking at the dish and how I enjoyed it, I really liked it. At first, the texture was a bit weird because you had the sensation of eating pasta, but then on the pasta noodles, there was this crunch of these peanuts that we had put in there. And it was very weird. It was something that I had never had before. But as I continued eating it, I got more used to it. During the cooking process, the scent of the rice vinegar was really not pleasant and it was very potent. And I was not a fan of it. And it kind of turned me off to the dish during the cooking process. But whenever you mixed it all together in that sauce and then added all those vegetables and the chicken and the noodles, it was really good. You could hardly taste or even smell any presence of the rice vinegar. This dish was fairly easy to prepare. However, it did take a lot of counter space. Like I had to have a lot of space for a cutting board and various pots and various skillets and everything. So while not necessarily hard, it takes a lot of space to prepare. So whenever I get a kitchen that does regularly have that much space, I would plan to cook this dish again. So looking at a reflection on my dish, as stated earlier, this dish comes from Thailand, a culture that I personally know very little about, and a country that I have eaten almost no food from. The most Thai food I've had is like Thai fried rice, essentially. So I'm happy I was able to be exposed to another dish from this country, and that I was able to learn some of the fascinating history around this dish, particularly about like the military coup. It being a product of patriotism and being beneficial during the time of World War II was an interesting touch that I did not expect to learn about today. And then here are my sources. Thank you very much.